experiment.
And you got no problem with the French language?
No, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'll be fine. All right, yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah.
So, where we ended off last time was when I was born, 1994. That's where we finished off.
Yeah.
So, what do you remember about that time?
Well, yeah, the time you was born, see, you have to remember that time she was living with another guy, and hell of a nice guy too. Sipe, you know that, do you?
Yeah.
And he's a hell of a nice guy. I never had any problems with him. And apparently he was there the time he was born. She didn't want me for some reason. I don't know why. You know, your mom is, you know.
Yeah.
Dus it was more or less that, yeah. It just, well, whatever your mom wanted, and if she doesn't want me there, now she doesn't want me there. Dus,
What about the story from the hospital that you heard?
well, there was something like that. Sipe was he was really proud of you too. He was so happy. He thought, well, he said that this apparently what I've been hearing, I wasn't there, of course, and that the doctor say the time you come out, that's a Pakia baby. Well, Sap was black, more or less.
Yeah.
But he still, Sap, I don't know what happened after that, but he was still really happy with you. He, I must say that, he really looked after you. I know that too. But, and then, I'm not quite sure what the cause was that you and me, of you, that you suddenly decided to come back to me. I don't know what the reason for that was either.
Well, I think Saib got deported as well.
Yeah, that was, I think, the main reason. Then she lost the financial support from Saib, of course. Dus, that is one of the reasons. Must have been one of the reasons, yeah. But, yeah. I never had any complaints about Saib. You know how I am.
Yeah, I don't remember him from when I was young, but
No, he was a nice guy, really.
he came over here. Must have been like 3-4 years ago, and I met him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I met him.
I see.
Yeah, he was really nice.
No, he's a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell that he he cared about me.
Oh yeah, he was.
But
really...
I couldn't return the emotion because I don't remember him. I was too young, unfortunately.
Oh well, yeah.
But that's how it is.
Yeah, that's possibly the time he was after. I think he was there for still living with your mom and you, maybe a year and a half or something, and that I don't know. If that was the time he was deported.
Probably, because
there must have been, maybe. Yeah.
They say that kids don't get a memory until after 2 years old.
Yeah.
When you're under 2, apparently it's very rare to remember anything.
Yeah. No, but I know he because I came there a couple of times on a visit still. And I remember that he was really keen on you, mate. I'll tell you, no. He was a nice guy, yeah. And she had a lot of, I mean, if you look at Kari, well, to me, was a nice guy too.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, I met him in, he came and visited me when I was living in France.
Yeah. And she had there was another guy, and he was a hell of a nice guy. Later on, he shifted out. She was living with him for a while too. he paid Jonathan about a lot of money too. He was one of the, what's it, in that factory there in, what's it, name of the road in, not Avondale,
Galway Street.
the Galway Street, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you know that factory there? That,
Yeah,
He was working?
yeah.
You remember that guy? I forgot his name now.
Yeah, but I remember him.
Yeah, yeah, but he was, and she was living with him for about a year, 2 years. I don't know.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey?
I'm not sure. I probably wasn't in New Zealand,
But then,
but I met him a couple of times.
yeah, oh yeah, I forgot all those things there, yeah. Oh, well, that,
So going back to after I was born and we eventually moved in with you. How we moved in with you in 4th Ave.
yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah, no, I was quite happy with that. Until she decided to walk away.
Yeah.
Well, she still won't walk away. I didn't tell her to walk away. It's, yeah. Well, it also, at the time of 4th Ave, that then suddenly she fell in love with, what's his name?
Brendan,
yeah.
yeah.
And then they found a place there pretty close by. Then she moved out with Brendan and you. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been a long time.
No, that she moved out that time with Brendan, and they had a little apartment that was not that far from my place.
I think I was too young to remember.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I remember some things vaguely,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not clearly.
Yeah, that...
Because, I mean, I moved around so much.
Yeah, well, that was her style, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to 7, 8 different schools.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Because then she was living with Brendan for a while. And not that long. I can't remember how long now. And...
And how was that for you when all that
well,
happened?
listen, you can do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't like it, but I just... Even Brendan was a good mate of me. That time he was always working with John, and in the, but well, she took off with Brendan. Well, what can I do about it? It's just, listen, nobody can control your mum. She had so many other men, in life. You know that yourself. And nobody be able to control her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she went with after Brendan, who she had then. Well, she had a long time that she went out with the B-man. I never seen him. You ever know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Was he nice or unbelievable? I never really met him, but she was living there somewhere up north, was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember nowhere, but okay. Yeah, I don't know how long she was with him. You was over there too?
No.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I visited, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Where you was then that time?
With you, I was with you.
Yeah, you must have been with me. Yeah. Because
because she... When you were living...
I was still living
in Galway Street.
No,
you were,
was already before that in that other little apartment in Avondale. You remember that little apartment I had there?
Yeah, but that was only on the weekends.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, that was only on the weekends because eventually, I think it was on my, must have been my 14th or 15th birthday, she kicked me out of the house. And then I walked to your house and only hung them all, and then I moved in with you.
Because she also, that time I was really mad about that. That the time she hit you away. She went to Singapore again, to Kari, and then she put you there by, what's this bit, those Filipino people.
Yeah, and Dougie.
And yeah, and then I did everything to locate you. I went to the police, everything, mate.
Yeah, I must have been, what, seven or
yeah,
eight or
maybe,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't the most responsible thing to do.
God. Yeah, and it was just about that. I think, yeah.
Yeah, because I got sick and they didn't have a car, or
She had nothing.
they wouldn't take me to the doctors.
No, and you were sick too.
Yeah.
And on that time, I was just lucky that what's that? That lady, that was your girlfriend at the time. That's what's his name? Filipino lady, Grace. Oh yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. She was the one, or it was actually her husband that time. She was married to, and he told me where you are.
Oh.
That's how I eventually got onto you. Yeah. I didn't so much if she would have put you there, but at least she could have told me, or to make sure. And then at least I can keep an eye on you and visit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but then later on you became, I think, sick too. And then I took you to the doctor, get a complete checkup on you. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just weird, just to leave your kid with some friends
just,
and
and well, then I still supported. Well, I give some money to Ducky that time.
but then I ended up staying with you.
After that, yeah.
But yeah, so how? I mean, up until I guess up until I left your house.
Yeah.
From when I was born, how was all this? How was it for you trying to be involved in my life and dealing with
Well,
Mum
listen, from the time you've been born, you know yourself. I always, if you doesn't know that I didn't love you.
No, I know that, but I'm
paid
just saying.
For everything. I paid. Listen, even if I wasn't there, and on school, and I tell you what, you possibly doesn't even know that, but for all the expenses for school,
I know you paid for it.
I paid for everything. Yeah.
Because Mum would always call you and try to get money out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And she had enough money out of me too. Unbelievable. But that was it. I did my best, what I could do.
Yeah.
And I was every time already told her, it was a long time, I said, I will take my boy in. But that time she didn't want that, because I couldn't. You can't do that against a mother's will.
What do you mean, take me in where?
Oh, there was already time after Ducky that I didn't want to give you back to your mum, to be honest.
Yeah.
I said, no, he stay with me now. But that time, she didn't want it. And, it's...
yeah, but she would have had custody. Did she?
Yes, she got the custody. I couldn't go against her thing. I didn't make any trouble with that. But eventually she, then she said, okay, that was the time you were about 12 or 13, was it? At your time. That was, I remember the time that you came off from that school and then you have to go to another school. And we couldn't get you in the other schools. So she couldn't get you in. And then I was in Onianga, and I said to her, I tried to get him in. I rang up. Oh yeah, I made some inquiries about that school. What's the name again?
Marcelin.
Yeah, Marceling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh no, we take you." And that's that's the way I got your Marceling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I didn't move in with you until a bit later, I don't think.
No, I think
Oh, from then?
from then time, because she was living. Where
She was out west.
far away from Marceling.
Yeah, in like Cowston.
Yeah, I think something.
She was
there.
with Ken at the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dus that one I took. I took you in. I took you in then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nou dan, en van that time je mollers stayed to me right through, and then you remember we got you to Thailand.
Yeah. No, that was before.
Oh yeah, that could
That
have
was
been
that was a lot
before.
earlier. That's when I was.
Yeah, that could have been before.
I must
too.
have been.
Yeah, oh, you was about. I got the photos there.
Yeah, I must have been like 8 or 9 or something.
No, you older than maybe. I don't know.
No older than 10.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was still a kid.
Oh, I can't remember. No. It's all that long time ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then you were still working up until.
Eh?
You were still working up until you were what 85.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was. Well, you know how much work I did.
Yeah, I know. You never stopped working. Actually, I was when I was talking to Alex.
Yeah.
He said he's surprised that you stopped working.
It's the time I did by Dermot. I don't know how many things I did there.
Well, you even worked at his house on Christmas.
Hey?
You even worked at his house on Christmas.
Yeah, there could have been, yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
There was no days off.
Oh, I think. I can't even remember.
Because I remember...
I must have been in the 70s that time.
Yeah, maybe late 70s.
Yeah.
And I remember, well, we're here on Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, you got a better memory than me.
And you broke your window.
Hey?
Oh,
yeah, I broke my rear window for my car. Remember that? Yeah. I drove the car in the thing there. Yeah, mate, it's... and the jobs I did for Dermot there, not only that built that building, but... Oh, I can't even remember. It's... and not only for him. Then... I made so many for other people you possibly doesn't know. Decks and it just well, John van Baardwijk, you know, in Mangawai, that I fixed that whole deck for him. You remember that?
Yeah, I
They were
remember
working on there and get a canopy over there and. Oh, well, I did those things, and then later on for Harry, I worked for Harry. Oh, so many jobs I did for him. I can't even remember so many things I did there. It's but it went right up till about 85, 86 maybe.
And what do you contribute? Well, what do you contribute to having been in such good health to work for so long?
Yeah, oh, well, I don't know.
Because not many people are working up until they're 85, and you're a carpenter.
Yeah.
You're not sitting on a desk.
No. I couldn't sit still.
And what do you think that's from?
I don't know. I just loved to move, and I couldn't live without doing anything. And there were always people, Kane, you know Kane. Khan. You know Khan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, he had, how many houses he had? It was about 4 or 5. And I used to do all the works there.
Yeah, I know. But like when you look at your, not just that you have you can't stand sitting around.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also your lifestyle compared to other people.
Yeah.
What do you do in your life? You're eating raw veggies
Hmm.
all the time. You're reading.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gardening.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh,
You're
yeah.
always doing things. You're eating pretty healthy.
Yeah. 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 I'm still well. It is only the main trouble is that asbestos. I've been reading another piece about that asbestos stuff. Even if you doesn't work with asbestos, people working in the area, that's a very fine dust, and that inhale in your lungs, and it take a long time before that actually
catches up on you.
Catching up on you. Yeah, and that is exactly happened with me. Yeah, and then it start up, because that's why last time I was in hospital again, and start up it causes a fluid in your lungs. Yeah, and they have to take that out, and then eventually, apparently it was in that piece, I've been reading that all, and it start affecting your heart. Your lungs and your heart, and that's happened with me. Then I had that pacemaker in, possibly that I always keep working and working. If I'm did things a little bit, did more relaxed in my life, then I possibly wouldn't have that pacemaker. Maybe, I don't know. But
I'm not sure about that.
But no, I'm not sure either. But I'm still alive.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's it's crazy because you see so many people your age.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
No, and on top of that, most of the people I look in this column.
Yeah, they're dead.
They dead before that, mate.
That ain't even
Look, there's not many that get over, say, 80, 88. Well, I'm nearly 88, as I can say, not many. And they're all 83, 78. You just look at the columns, mate. I can't believe it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, here we are. And I still keep myself busy. But I can't do any hard work now anymore, mate. It's with lifting and anything that, I know. The last time I was 6 days in the hospital. And, let's see, the nurses. That's another thing, mate. It's, you never see any Pakia nurses.
No.
It's all,
that's what you've been telling me. Yeah.
It's all Indians and Chinese, mate. And maybe Sri Lanka or whatever they're from. But hell of a nice people. The only thing is that food is terrible in that.
All hospital food is terrible.
Yeah, the food is tasteless,
Yeah.
It's.
But overall, when you look at the way you've lived your life, always being active.
Yeah.
You never have fizzy drinks. You never have tin food.
No.
Well, not often, right?
Say that again.
Canned food. You don't often have canned food.
What's that?
Canned food.
Yeah. I can't eat it. No.
Hardly ever canned food.
No.
Raw, a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
A little bit of meat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not
meat.
much, yeah.
Well, I always had a little bit meat.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And during the day, you're only eating fruits.
Yeah. And now listen, also what the veg is concerned, I never cook them. And I told, Poker was always good in making salads and things, was always raw veggies, you know what I mean? Myself, if I have get other vegetables, I can, like carrots and things like that, and potatoes, kumara. You only warm them up. I keep them in just till put them in the water, boil them. So soon they're boiled, stop it. Leave them in a little, throw the water out, and that's it. And then still nice and taste. Because if you boil them, I don't know if you noticed that, if you boil it too much, and you can see all the water that is from the good things from the veggies, they gone.
Goes in the water.
You throw it through the thing, and that is the vitamins you need. A lot of people doesn't know that, maybe. I don't know. But I never cook. Never. I say, just soon as they boil, I turn it off.
And you think reading has been good for your mental health? Just reading, your mental performance?
Well, I still do the reading.
Yeah, because you read quite a lot.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
But a lot of people don't.
Oh, no. I always do reading. I doesn't really look that much TV.
Yeah, no.
Just in the morning. And the news, that's always for me. But all the other things, I'm not really that interested in. But, it's always reading. Even Bible, now. Jehovah Witnesses, I know. Get a literature. Well, yeah, it's very good to me. The Jehovah Witness is a very good things to read that make really sense a hell of a time.
In terms of
well, at times, even in the Bible, if you look in the Bible, I go in the Bible too a lot to taking out, and you take Matthew 24, it's verse 3 and 6, I think. It's that Jesus said there will be so much trouble in the world. Unbelievable what we're already getting now at the moment. You have to read it. I can't just
Yeah. Well, there is truth in the Bible. There is a lot of truth in the Bible.
Yeah, but there has always been trouble in the past, but there's never been that much trouble as there is now.
Sure.
And don't forget one thing. Is another thing is that it's from the first time in history that mankind now got the knowledge to complete everybody out of the wipe everything out of the earth.
Yeah, you mean with atomic bombs? Atomic
bomb, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And they got that now in rockets, and you just name it. You know, you're stupid to me.
So are you pessimistic about? Are you pessimistic about the world situation?
Oh no, we have to make sure that you be up to the news and up to what's happening in the world. I always get Al Jazeera news. I always watch it around about usually 3 o'clock, and if it's not 3 o'clock, I watch it 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's every hour. And then you can see all the things that's going on in the world. A lot of it, you know. And then you got on 25, sometimes that is after 7 o'clock. Then I got, what is that, news from the States, that well-known news thing. Sometimes I can't remember the names of it anymore. And they give you usually a very good oversight, you know, what's happening. And then you compare that with Bible reading. You know what I mean? What the Bible, a Revelation, and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And compare what they say in there. And then you say, if you look at the Bible too, the things they are predicted, for example, situations 600-700 years before it happened. It was already predicted in the Bible. The fall of Babylon. the time, and then you got the Persian taking over. That was the second what you call the second, how you call it, and then after the Persian Empire, that was the second empire. You first had the Babylonian Empire, then you got the Persian one, and then you had Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
That was
I've
the
looked through history.
Greece Empire. They ruled.
No, that was the Roman Empire.
No, the Romans come later.
Oh, the Romans came after.
Yeah. And then after the Greece, then you get the Fourth Empire, the Romans. And then you get in the Roman Empire, well, you all know what the Roman Empire is all about, but that was all already predicted from the beginning in the Bible, in the verses you can read. The good thing is, if you got the TV and you got the good programs, it's on 26 channel. And the 27 channel. And the main thing is the 26. And if 26 sometimes it depends on. But they get very good programs.
Yeah.
And then that's not just all from Bible literature, and they show you what's been happening over all these years.
Sure,
yeah.
but I think I don't disagree with you, but I also think that it's a matter of how it's interpreted as well.
Eh?
It's a matter of how the information in the Bible is interpreted. For example, the Bible, what was it? The language that it was first written in was a totally different language, and it's been translated so many times.
Oh yeah, it has been
in so many different languages with so many different meanings.
Yeah.
So the interpretation of the Bible we have today is the chances of that being the same interpretation from 1,000 years ago may not be the same. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying there is truth in the Bible.
Yeah.
But
but the predictions in what it says.
I don't know much about that. I'll have to look into that.
Well,
but
it really pay well. I'm not an expert in that at all, mate. But it's not only that. It's you also have to look at nature. There's somebody. It doesn't. If you have people that doesn't, a lot of people that doesn't believe in God. You know what I mean? But you look at nature. Look at the simple things in nature. You look at the plants, how they developed and grow up. Now that possibly can happen if there is no plan or nobody planned that. You cannot get nothing out of nothing. There must be something.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but in saying that, it doesn't mean that God has planned it.
Yeah, well.
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer.
Yeah. But
it's difficult to say.
At the moment, I got a guy. Well, he's a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, I know. I know the guy you're talking.
He loves to talk to you.
I know. I don't have the time to talk to him.
Okay. Yeah.
Not at the moment with the twins.
No,
yeah,
that's right.
But I mean, how long have you been into how would I say, being a pious religious person?
Oh, I always had a little bit of an religious in me, but it's very slowly developed.
Would you say that was religion inside you, or would you mean just a curiosity about how?
Well,
about why
partly
things were?
maybe, yeah, you may be right on
I
that.
think everyone's curious about
Yeah,
why
but
we're
it's
here.
see, yeah. How can you say that? It's hard to explain, to be honest. But I remember, I've always been involved a little bit in Bible reading, and yeah, I've been involved with people. Well,
Oh, they're really nice people, most of them.
oh, they are, yeah,
Yeah.
and they uh, give you literature
Mm.
and reading material.
Yeah.
What I had now I also had from the Seventh-day Adventist. There's also, I've been there. I used to go, years ago now, to they had a church. Well, not a church, more or less no really built churches. It's usually in a hall. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And but yeah, and then I meet those people, and well, you talk for them. You get your Bible reading,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's. I've always been interested in it. I found that very well. It listen. If you have to put it that way. If everybody would be religious like the Jehovah Witnesses and the Seventh-day Adventists, they doesn't see there wouldn't be any wars today in the world, mate. they they stay. They not.
I don't know about that, Dad.
Huh?
You mean if everyone in the world?
Yeah, everybody in the world, if there would be Jehovah Witness or from the Seventh-day Adventist, there wouldn't be any wars and any trouble today because everybody is will be peaceful. You know what I mean? Mm.
It's a hard question to answer. I'm not sure about that.
Because all the trouble in the world, it's all about. I tell you, I have to find the right word for that. It's something everybody wants more and more. It's as soon they in power, soon even with people for example, they get 2 houses, then they want 3 houses, then they want 4 houses. You know what I mean?
That's greed.
Yeah. And that is the same thing with the countries. You got Russia want expanding again, and China want Taiwan, take Taiwan over, and you know what I mean. And they want to control the Chinese Sea.
Sure. But
It's totally.
If everyone was religious, Jehovah's Witness or Seventh-day Adventist,
Yeah.
then someone's going to be in a position of power. Then it's going to be a dictatorship of Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, they're not dictating. They, the guy. Yeah, well, I can't just.
I think it's a complicated situation because it's not just about religion and power and greed, but it's also about aspects of human nature as a human.
Yeah.
And when people have too much power, most of them abuse it.
Yeah. But you look at your mom. If your mom would be a little bit of a decent person, and if she would be believe in God, what she doesn't, then she wouldn't behave like she did.
Sure, but
You know.
you don't necessarily need to believe in a God to be a nice person.
Yeah, I know that too.
Yeah.
But see, listen, I could not do, for example, take just what Jonathan does some too. Stealing, outright stealing. And I could not, and you could not do it, that's from your inside out. And if you be
have a
with,
conscious.
yeah, you got a conscience.
Yeah.
And your mom doesn't got no conscience.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't got no conscience whatsoever. Nah.
Well, I think the problem there is her value system.
Yeah, yeah.
And on the top of her value system, I think everyone has a value system, whether you know it or you don't know it.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the top of mum's value system is money.
Yeah, yeah, we all know
and
that.
that's the problem.
Great.
So if money's at the top of your value system,
Yeah.
family and
That doesn't count.
Well, it's always going to come behind money.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, it's not only your mom, there are quite a few other peoples in the world.
Well, there's a lot of people in the world like that.
Yeah,
Not just having their primary value is something that doesn't help themselves or other people.
Yeah. See, I tell you another thing. The time I was taking work on, where you can ask your derma to. See, I never want to put prices in because, yeah, first of all, I don't want to. I only want to do an honest day work for an honest amount of money, if you know what I mean. And also, I think for Dermot, I think I was working for $15 or $20 an hour, I can't remember. I told Dermot too, say, yeah, that's the money per hour. And what the material cost concerned, well, okay, and that's on top of that. And he was quite happy with that, you know. And it's not only him, but everywhere I work for, I never put prices in. Not for Harry either. Always told him, well, it's just, that is the hours I work on that job, and that is the cost of the material. Harry was pretty easy, but then I can, whatever I wanted, then I can pick that up by, he had an account by countdown, what's it, Mitre 10. And then I just pick up what I want. You know what I mean?
How did that work for you not putting prices? Were you paid fairly?
Pardon?
Were you paid fairly?
Well, I just paid per hourly
but
rate.
Were you paid enough? If you didn't make up the hourly price, is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, they just pay me the money. That was, I think, $20 an hour at the time I had.
But did you make the price? No.
I doesn't make any prices.
But who made the price?
Yeah, no, I doesn't make any cost. I don't know how long that job lasts or what I have to do.
Oh, so you just say
what is involved in it.
Okay, you just say per hour.
Yeah.
Okay, I
it's
understand.
$20 an hour.
Yeah.
And whatever is involved in it,
yeah,
well, that is what you pay.
Because normally it's a contract, correct?
Oh, I never get in call. Never in call.
You just per hour, and you do
per hour, hourly rate.
Yeah.
And top of that is the... And as a lot of people, they usually were quite happy with it. I never wanted paid. I couldn't live if I do a job for $200 and get $10,000 for that, for example. I couldn't live. Even if I would get, I couldn't live with it. Now, it's just hourly rate is honest. You know what I mean? You get your hourly, you get your hourly paid, and that's it. And what the rest cost concern, what the material concern, well, that's up to the people that want you to work for. And I done so many jobs on that. Everybody was always quite happy with it. And always were calling me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, well, that's the way. It might be the wrong way. But that is why I never got any money. I never became rich.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know, if I was like Vic, he had about 3 or 4 houses, I think. I could have had that too, looking back at it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, John, the way he got around there with that bloody drug shit, it nearly broke me down, mate. I mean, that is... I can't understand that boy that time, but well, it's past. You can't just look at the past either. And then on top of that, you had to forgive. If you can't forgive, you can't live. If your mom would ring her up one day, well, if she comes around, she did come around a couple of times to bring, and I don't want to be nasty. I just say hello, and that's it. You know what I mean? I couldn't be nasty. I can't do that. Yeah.
Well, maybe you're too good.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm too good. I'm not saying that, but I just say. But it is in the Bible too, mate. You have to forgive.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You agree with it?
You can't hold it inside.
You can't hold it. Otherwise, you
hurt yourself.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. Forgive. Let it go. And I did it with John. I did it with Pete. And I will with Poco too. I did maybe a lot of some wrong things to her too. But she done a lot of wrong things to me too on both sides. You know what I mean?
Everyone does good and bad.
Yeah. But okay, I settled that. I paid that house for her. There's yeah. You never know. I might pay an house for you too.
Fingers crossed.
I tell you one thing, I told you, got a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
do you want to explain your dream?
every week, I tell you now, I got in the lotto, but I only got small prizes. Now
And what was your dream again?
Hey?
Your dream. What was your dream again?
Oh, then I got suddenly find out that I had 20,000 euros, not dollars, but euros. I don't know how that comes in my mind. I don't know with my dream. I don't know, but I was certainly well off in my dream, But you never know. Might come true.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Even with my latest tickets, I didn't have any money this time, but I had bonus tickets. Oh, I know, he doesn't make any money better. But then many times I got a small amount, $50 or $25, what I had quite a few times. And that will pay for the tickets the next thing I buy up then.
Yeah.
And don't forget, I got the tickets. I can show you the numbers here. They are on your birthday. So if it doesn't come in, it's your fault.
It must be my fault then. Yeah.
It's your birthday mixed with my birthday.
Oh, your fault as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's, and who else? I don't know if I got Jonathan's birthday in too.
Well,
John.
you'll lose if you put in his birthday.
Yeah. But, yeah.
But yeah, and talking about Euros and talking about Europe.
Yeah.
What about your family in the Netherlands?
I got no contact with them
Yeah,
anymore.
I know, but how do you feel about that you don't have any contact with them?
It doesn't bother me. No, they doesn't. No, the last
was France, right? Talk to you.
Yeah, and Wiebe, he rang me up. I think maybe 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How I was and how things are going. I said, I don't know. And just I had a little bit of a talk to him. Yeah. And with France, I believe I had France on the phone too, and he sent me that photo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know, it's just...
Because you're not really particularly close with your brothers.
Hey?
You're not particularly close with your brothers.
Well, you'll be close to your brother?
No, I'm not. Bit of a different situation, but
yeah, no, but well, you have that's another thing. See, my whole life that is from I always had to look after the family with money. I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah. I remember you told me that last time.
Yeah. And the same after Wiebe, did a lot for him too. The time he was young and I was already on the boat. And got him a push and a bike and you just name it. I can't forget. I don't know with all those things anymore. And if they wanted the money, then for things and for school and things, it was always me that was paying out. Bert was, I don't know, he was a little bit of an, I don't know.
He was an accountant.
Yeah, I know, but the time later on, the time we grew up, for years and years, I paid my half my salary that went to my mom, to my family. My old man died, and there was no social welfare at that time. Not like we got now. That was a totally different situation. You know. Because I was the one that was always looking after everybody. But, the time is all past, dus it's, what can you do about it? Just, I did it, and apparently always be like that. Always be looking after people.
Yeah.
You know that, do you?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Never stopped. But I don't know, I always, even if I never make big money, but I always, I can't remember, unless if I wanted to be, I never be unemployed. Even the time in Holland, and then Bert had no work, and you know, but I, for some reason, that was on the boats, and the funny thing is with my tickets, and I got my my papers from the station. I never had any problems. If I wanted to get another boat or another thing, better salary, I could straight away. I went to the company, and then straight away they told me, we sent you over to Portugal. Plane you can pick up, taking the crew off, you can replace them, you know.
Yeah.
And that was with the Schokland I was on. It was a small boat, a small one. I don't know if those photos, there must be still in one of the albums there. I found a couple, and then later on I couldn't find. I must have put them somewhere, but I will.
We'll figure
If
it out.
they're not in there, I will find them.
Yeah.
They must be still somewhere in the house. And a lot of that is about the only boat I had a photo. The other ones I never got any photos of.
So when you look back at your life now, when you look back at your life,
yeah,
and you and now you're 87,
yeah.
How do you feel about how your life has gone?
Well, I don't think really I can't complain. I was always keen to get into things, you know what I mean? You look at, I can't understand like people like that Jonathan, and he's not the only one. You got the other one is, and that's the ones I know. What's his name again? That son of Pieter, that last time I seen him.
Oh, Dion.
Hey?
Dion.
Yeah, Dion. You know, I can't understand that they count themselves as Jonathan never last on any job.
Yeah, but I think he has mental
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, but there must be, I don't know what it is. And the same as the Dion, he never works. Well, he's a little bit getting on glasses, but
Yeah,
he
the
never wants to, he doesn't want to be employed, you know what I mean? It's, I don't know those people. And Jonathan had once, he had so many good jobs. He had And once he was by bunnies too. And he threw it all away, and he was in the tires once, and I can't understand that. There's people. It's not me. If I got a job, I stick to it, and if I'm happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's well, yeah, that's me, of course. I
And
mean,
what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned from your life?
well, if you the lessons learned is that whatever you do, you have to be determined, and you have to want to do it. That's all I can say. It's you have to determine to do a job, whatever job it is, or whatever you want to do. Yeah, and you have to, yeah. And if people see that, even the time was big with Fletchers, of course you got, well, things are not always going your way, and sometimes, well, you have a little bit of a friction with other people sometimes. You get over that and you carry on. Yeah. Well, it's, I tell you one thing. It's even today, there is so much work in the building too. I think Matthew must be quite happy with that. There's plenty of work for him.
He's enjoying it.
Yeah. It's I could teach him a couple of things too. I don't know how they work, but it maybe changed, the time I was there. It's I might as well. I told him that he come over to my place one day, but well, I know.
Oh, he's pretty busy. He's got.
He's pretty busy.
He's got a kid.
Hey?
He has a son.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got a lot of energy.
Yeah. Oh well. Good on him. But it's just. Well, what can I say? It's all whatever you do, you have to try to improve yourself too all the time. I mean, you should know that maybe in your work.
I know.
You try to improve, try to things doing better, whatever possible, and stick to your job.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah. And that is what I did. And I'm not a genius or anything like that. I'm actually a very simple person.
I know. Very practical.
Eh?
Simple but practical.
Yeah.
Could say you're very pragmatic.
Yeah.
And how about life lessons in terms of being a healthy individual?
Yeah. I don't know. They say you have to. The food you eat is important. The way you eat it. You get your fruit every day. You get your That's well, that's all I can say. And of course, if you be in the building industry, and even the time I was on the boats too, that is also if you be in the engine room, it's not a sitting job. You have to check everything up. You have to walk around, take temperature. You know what I mean? Adjust temperatures and there's so many things I can't just get into it. And that you have to keep yourself exercise. That is exercise. Although you don't know that maybe. But even if you be in the building industry or whatever, because it is not, see, it's different if you be in an office that you sit down.
I couldn't do that.
Nah.
I could never do that.
Nah.
No.
You get people the whole day on the computers.
No, I could never
Well,
do
that's
that.
another thing, That's a thing of mine that I was always, and even I was always taking my kids out. Later on you, but even John and Pete, always to the soccer,
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and I was also, and it was for quite a while, I was a coach too. I don't know, but...
Not for me.
No, I never been a coach for you. No. But for John and Pete once, yeah. For Pete, yeah, I was a coach for about a year, yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Huh?
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, look at all the boys and just training, and you know what I mean. Yeah, but it is all exercise. You know what I mean. It's and that's another thing to live longer.
It's
Keep yourself occupied, and
it's a huge reason.
Yeah. Well,
but most people don't do all these things.
Nah.
Yeah.
And another thing is I'll be a simple person. See, all the things that John brings in, like microwave and all the other stuff, it doesn't bother me. The only thing is what I need is Fritz and I need my oven. And the way I warm up food or cook food, it's always with...
in the pan.
In the pan, with the oil, what you call the...
olive oil.
Olive oil, yeah. I'm not... the rest, they don't get... they got all these funny things. It's, to me... It's, if I live by my own, that time, and if I ever lived, if we ever move out altogether, then I get rid of all that stuff. I'm not interested in it. I don't think there's no need for.
Well, you don't even have a phone.
No, I don't. No. I don't want a phone.
Yeah.
I used to have. It was a while back. It drove me crazy. I said, "Oh no, I don't want a bloody phone in my pocket."
I think it drives most people crazy, and they don't even know.
Yeah. I said, "Oh no, not me, mate. It's one phone in the house. That's enough." Besides that, I don't want to even talk all the time. Just imagine it. If you got a home phone, you get that poke always on the phone, and I got that other woman. She's a nice woman too. Matua. That's where all got the baby stuff from John from. But Nana, I'll be quite happy to live without it, mate. I tell you that now. No, not for me.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know, but it's just that's the way I am. Other people they got they want to. Well, everybody lives the way he wants to live. That's the way I wanted to live all the time. Even on the boats too. It'll always be very simple. Yeah. That's the way it is, mate. Well, there's not much, what else you want to know? Yeah, I had a lot of women in my life. I've been out with a lot of women over the years.
Yeah, well, what about your lessons from women?
Lessons from women?
Yeah, what have you learnt about women?
Oh.
What's
Keep away from them. They all have you be always in trouble. Yeah. Yeah. Nah. But that's the woman's only. I'll tell you one thing. The best thing is if you be with them for a few days or whatever, and you pay them some money. They always want money. You know that. And then you have a good time for 2 or 3 days, and maybe 4 days, but then you have to forget about them. You leave them. Yeah. Tell me about it. No.
Yeah, but you can't do that your whole life, can you?
No, you can't. No. Well, I had That's well, that was the time I was on the boats, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what about your Dutch pension?
Well, that's
Because there was a big story about that where
well, there's no big story. I had a full Dutch pension.
was that from being in the war, or that's
No. Vanaf the time on be in the boat was paying
Oh,
taxes. All Dutch boats. Oh yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
part from the navy, of course. But well, this wasn't a full pension, but it's about 10,000 euros a year, and also all the years I was working here, I was given a full pension here in New Zealand, and then that I wasn't aware of that, and but then I don't know how they got in contact with me that time. I can't remember now that I came in contact with the
yeah, but really what you're trying to explain is that because you're living in New Zealand, the New Zealand government won't allow you to have your Dutch pension.
No, they do like that. I tell you how they work. See, I first was given a full New Zealand pension because I've been working here 30 years full time. And then I don't know who told me that now. And then I ordered the Dutch government wrote a letter to me that I was entitled to a Dutch pension too. And I thought, oh, well, that's all right. I filled in the papers and things like that, and they checked it all over, and they decided to give me a pension for this about, I think, 8 or 9,000, I think it's dollars a year, and they give that to me. They sent it over. I got that.
Is that euros or dollars?
No, they
converted it.
They convert that in
New Zealand
New Zealand dollars, yeah. And then they give me that pen, but then the New Zealand government said, no, then we take that off from the New Zealand government. Dus I still get paid the Dutch pension, but the New Zealand government take the amount off.
Yeah, I understand.
You see, that's how it works. And now I've been talking with Sam and other Dutch people in Australia. And Australia, they don't do that. Yeah. But there's in Australia, if you got a pension from overseas, but they're not doing that only to me. There's a lot of from the UK people that had a pension.
But why do they do it here?
Hey?
Why? Why do they do it?
Well, you have to ask the New Zealand government for that.
Because you were fighting for a long time to get that pension, that money back.
Yeah.
And you were writing letters to government officials. Remember, you're writing letters all the time.
Oh, no. See, there is I tell you one thing.
Because how long did you try to get that money back?
Oh, no, now listen. There was... there is a special organization here in New Zealand that is, I forget those names all the time. I had a talk with them.
Is that Citizens Advice Bureau?
Yeah, that is one now, but there is another one that is special for, it's a sort of for old age people, past 65. And apparently they do that to everybody. And I been writing that then, and I've been also that time I wrote to the minister about that. But that is their rule. They do that, not only for me. There is so many other people in New Zealand that get pensions from UK, they work here, from the US maybe, from Australia, whatever they are, and working here. And they do exactly the same thing. So here we are. There's not much you can do. That's government policy. you know. Well, there's not much I can do about it.
No.
They do that. Yeah, that's the way it is. Forget about it. But on the other side, I got that state house now. Or, well, it's not a state house, but it is under Kia Ora, they call that now. And see, they get exactly know what I get in every week or every month. And they say, now, how much that is you had to pay for the rent? Well, the rent is always about $200. That is pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah.
A week?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then I got $200 from the pension on spending money. And that would be still plenty for me. Because but that time I was working beside. There's always had money coming in under the table. That was not the government. And
that was just like doing jobs for friends.
Eh?
That was doing jobs for friends.
Yeah.
Little jobs here and there.
I did all jobs, and there's always had extra money coming in. But even if it was only 200, I got no problem to live with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I got rid of my car. It's I don't want a car anymore now. It's all finished. And I had my little motor scooter that is due for the shopping. And that's it, what me concerned, mate. Yeah. But now, also with John, and they're getting an extra $150 coming in every week from him. Even if he hardly is in my place now. Because that was the time before he had his girlfriend. He didn't have his girlfriend yet. And then he was always eating. I was all buying all the food for him and things like that, you know, for the $150. And
fair
then
enough.
he got everything here, the garage and all the other stuff. But then now, with this lady, then now he's most time there and he eat over there. There's, well... But he still pay me the $150.
That's good. That's good of him.
Just let it go, you know. But on top of that, he got, he still got everything there what he wanted. The machines, you just name it. Oh, you've seen it,
the workshop and everything.
Yeah.
And how do you feel on another subject? How do you feel about from when you were born until now? About how much the world has changed.
Oh.
What's your opinion on that? What's your perspective?
Well, listen, the time I was born...
Because there's not many people who were born in 1934 that grew up when Hitler was taking over their country, that been around the world on merchant ships, been sweeping in the Korean War, then go across the world to New Zealand...
Yeah.
And have made it all the way to 87 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not in a wheelchair. You're not a vegetable.
Yeah.
You can still live your life. You don't need anyone to take care of you.
Yeah.
There's not many people like that.
No. It's, listen, I tell you another thing. That's another thing I could never stand if somebody really start looking after me. See, I always like to be independent.
Yeah.
I don't want to have, even if people would give me money, I couldn't stand it. If I always the other way around. I always was much happier to give than to take. And well, that is...
Yeah, you've always been like that.
Yeah, always been like
but
that.
Going back to about how the world has changed, what's your perspective?
Well,
on
it changed. It was in the wartime. The time I remember, that was petty. Well, as a kid, yeah.
I mean, what do you think about the changes in just technology?
Yeah, well, that is incredible technology. You remember in the time I was young, even 15, 16, and you all had the old planes with Listen, the time I emigrated, you couldn't even fly to New Zealand. It's too far, you know. And now you can fly from, practically everywhere in the world. But those days, the planes didn't do it. And they didn't have the reliability or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that time was everything went still. The big liners. I came here with the Oranje. And all the people that emigrated to New Zealand and Australia, they came with the passenger boat. Yeah. But not with the plane.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, but now...
You think about the computers, the cars...
And you look at... That's another thing. That changed. If you know that the time I grew up, there were no cars on the road. There was only sometimes a truck, you know.
You're saying that.
And always horses. Horses, they were pulling the car. There was always, and there were no big shops, there was no shop centers which you got now. Big people, they couldn't move. Dus what happened was, the stuff was always brought. You had a milkman that came around. And they all get with some, they had a wagon they were pushing. And then the groente, what you call what they call the groenteboer, that was the one that sell the vegetables. And he came around, that was usually always on a horse-drawn car.
So they would come to you in your street?
Eh?
They would just come to you in your street, pretty
Yeah,
much.
they came every, say, 2 days, and then knock on the door. And asked the people, what do you want today? Beans, and then they tell you the price of beans. And then that's how it was done those days. And that was in my days, the time I was a child. Yeah.
Now you just go to the supermarket.
Yeah, now, but there was no...
Yeah, you can even get it delivered now.
Even the time I was here coming in New Zealand, there were no supermarkets. Yeah. Believe me or not. There was no cars. Time I came here. Hardly any cars, because people couldn't buy cars, because you needed overseas funds. They didn't. And there was hardly any cars. That, you know. And there was me and Poco at the time we went around, and I had a motor scooter at that time. And that was a German Heinkel I bought here. And we did the shopping on the motorbike, and they had a little bit, not really a shopping, they had a little bit small, very small shopping center. It was by K Road there. But there were no supermarkets yet. Then you could do a little bit shopping, more or less like a big dairy or something.
Sure.
Yeah. And no supermarkets, mate. That didn't exist, not even the time I came here in New Zealand. It all came later. Yeah. Dus here we are. It show you that it's a big change.
That's pretty
and now everybody got a car. It's like ridiculous.
Even young kids have cars. It's pretty amazing.
Ah, man. The cars are everywhere. Everybody got, say, even you got a family, the wife got a car and the man got a car. Yeah, it's just... And the parking. Now, I tell you one thing, that's why I'm happy. I'm quite happy I got a motor scooter. If I had to go to the hospital. But I park them right on the front door. There's always a little parking always for motorbikes.
A lot easier, yeah.
And look at the cars. People, they're paying $10 an hour to stay in a carport. Car park there. Yeah. Tell me about it, man. Even at the supermarket, too. I got a car down, you park the bike right in front.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's incredible how I mean, even just in my lifetime, how fast things have changed.
Oh, yeah, you must have... Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
first had a cell phone when I was, 13 or 14. I think mum bought me a phone.
Yeah.
When I was 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And now you have kids
Ah, yeah.
so young with phones.
Oh, yeah.
And the phones today, they can do everything.
I know that.
It's like a computer in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But we never had the time I grew up. Nobody ever had phones.
Oh, I know.
They didn't have even a phone. I remember the time I was living in Holland, we didn't even have a phone in the home either. No, there were phone boxes outside. And then you had to put money in and then you could ring up. Yeah, that was in those days. And I had the time I started in Fort Ave. The time I had a phone that time. It was only in house, you know. Yeah, but listen, mate, I'll be quite happy. What I got, I don't want any more. It's how more you got, how more worries you got too, mate.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. And yeah.
And how do you feel about how your family has gone here in New Zealand?
Well, listen, what my family said, you see, you can't control your family.
I know.
Listen, if your daughter's growing up and 13, 14, you know yourself, and if that get after boys and if they stay away, whatever they do, how you control that?
Well, I think you just have to have a good relationship with them.
Yeah, but even if you you look at that...
well, no one can control anyone.
Huh?
No one can control anyone,
No.
but if you show them the right values, then they probably have a better chance.
Yeah, but even so, if you look at that... what's that girl you got that from South Africa? What was her name? What was her name again?
Crystal.
Crystal, yeah. Now, she came out in a good family. That was a good family, wasn't it?
Yeah, she had a nice family.
They tried to have tight control over her. I know that. I've seen that. But the control, if she was in your place, or in my place, that totally disappeared. You know that yourself. How the parents can control that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
And then once there was with a woman or a girl from school, I think. He went in the park. The parents were really worried about her. I had to go. I went to the parents too.
I was so young.
I know you was young. Yeah, but it had nothing to do with it. You're young. How you can control? People. How can I control you? I couldn't control you. How can I control you? The time he was with Crystal. How can I control you? The time he was with a girl in the park.
I understand your perspective. Yeah.
See, China might be, the China you just disappear. But it's a little bit different in New Zealand.
Lucky we don't live in China.
Yeah. But that's the way it is. You can't. It's the same thing out there. I tell you one thing, same thing with John. Yeah, I don't know if I told you ever that with John. Me and Poco were sleeping one night. Now listen to that. And I think it was about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I wasn't aware that they were they sneaked out of the room.
Who? Just John?
John and Pete too. But not that night. And what's happened was that John Well, he was involved with a mate. He was much older than John. And apparently they broke into a car and they were doing joyriding in a car that was stolen. They stole it. And you know that, did I tell you that?
Yeah, I heard the story, but carry on.
Yeah. And they were in the park on the end of Ford F.
Yeah, the one that you go up the hill and there's on the side there.
It's just, no, you don't have to go up the hill. You go straight on the end of Ford F. And then there is a park there.
I know the park, yeah.
Yeah. And then you go a little bit up. And then, now what actually happened was apparently there were tree stumps. There were, some trees were cut there. That was so easy. And apparently the time they were chasing, the cops started chasing the guy where John and his mate were in. And then they drove into the park over the grass, John and his mate. I never seen that the cop told me that time. And apparently what happened was the cops drove over and it drove over a tree stump. And the whole engine just pushed back. And they were hopping mad the time I came on the door. And they kicked the glass was in the door, in the bottom door. I never forget that. They had those little square pieces glass in the door on the bottom. And they kicked it in. They were that really mad and because we didn't come out quick enough. But how the hell? He's got the cops on the door. And then I didn't know what was going on. And then they told me, well, they got my son and what they done. I said, well, I doesn't know. How can I control my son? He must have sneaked out. And eventually I made a complaint and they fixed it on the door too. And they apologized for the behavior. But what can I do about that? That is now, I give you now an example of John. The time he was only maybe 14 or 15.
I understand your perspective.
Yeah,
I understand it.
And no, and I, so far I know, always being a good father. I had him out to the soccer and everything, you know. And what else you can do? And then later on, there's bloody running around those guys from the Mongol mob or whatever with this drug business. Fuck. And that's why I wanted to get rid of that place. Otherwise, I would be possibly still holding on to it.
Yeah, I think that property was worth a lot of money.
Yeah. But it don't. In the end, that was my decision. But it was all with the trouble I had with him that time. And Pete, he was another one. Don't tell me that he was on that stuff too. Growing the dope, the cannabis. But I lost control of that. See, I be myself always working every day, long days. You cannot be there all the time. What does asshole doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. You can't control that.
No, I know.
Yeah. That's here we are. And you'll find out with your daughters too one day, if they're getting that age.
Yeah, well, I think, I think you can do...
Well, you can, what you say, I'll be totally...
I think you can make some kind of a plan.
I agree. You can
some kind of a plan and try to instill in them a value system.
Mm-hmm,
for example, if you make their value system where money is number one, you're gonna end up like mum.
Yeah.
What's the number one value that's better for your life?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You got to teach them what's kind of give them a moral compass and a value compass for their life, and then you give that to them, and then it's up to them.
Yeah.
But for example, if you look at some people, maybe I'm not saying this about you, but there are gonna be some people out there that didn't teach a value system or a value system. Oh, what was the other thing I said? Value system. Do you remember what I said?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's going to be some parents that don't teach their kids anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's just chance.
Yeah.
Then the chance of the kid who doesn't get taught anything has a higher chance of going off the rails.
Yeah, but if you look at my kids at John and Pete, I had them an extra garage I built for John with an extra workshop. You know that for that they had 2 workshops there. Mainly.
Well, I think you gave them enough infrastructure and enough things to do to keep them out of trouble.
Yeah,
but it was their decision ultimately.
Well, it is that if they want to carry on with. Well, I possibly too soft too. I know that. I should have be much harder on them that time. But oh well, okay. It's all gone, huh? Finish. And then the time, John, every time, even if he wasn't with me later, but how many times he's been in jail in and out, thank God that he seems to be on the right track now.
I hope he stays that way.
Well, I hope he stays there. Yeah. But, well, that's the way it is. You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, because when you look at the example...
well, I give him a good example. That was always working. You can't.
Yeah, but now what I'm trying to say is when you look at John and Pete and even Jonathan, and then how I was brought up.
Yeah.
I mean, I was even talking with Alex about this the other day.
Yeah.
That all my brothers have gone on the wrong path.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one to stay straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not get into heavy, crazy drugs and selling drugs or, drinking every day and things
How's
like
the
that.
kids? They stay straight too?
I hope so. They're only one.
Yeah. Well, it's just...
It's an interesting conversation, you know.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation.
That is my life, and
that's how it went.
Yeah, that's how it went, yeah. And I can't change it anymore. It's all finished. Pretty close. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, boy, I tried to still help you. If I can get you some extra money, you wait later. And you never know. One day I always believed that.
Well, if you win the lotto.
Yeah, I always hope. Well, I don't know.
We're getting by week by week.
Eh?
We're getting by week by week.
Yeah, well, but still, I mean, it's... and then... well, if you want to go back to France...
That's the plan at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a long time for all the paperwork to get sorted.
Yeah, well, how long that will year?
6 months at least.
Yeah, well, then you get that COVID-19 still.
I don't know what the timelines are going to be. We just take it a step at a time, and I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
But in the future, when the girls grow up, and obviously you're in the last chapter of your life.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the girls if they're older and they're watching this and they're listening?
Well, what can I doesn't even know the girls yet, although they're too small now to realize what type of a person I am in their life. You know what I mean? They doesn't realize that. No. No.
But I'm sure one day when
they're older, they had to be at least about 5 or 6 years before they get some idea what's going on. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, you can't have a conversation with them.
Nah.
Because I'm sure when they're older and they grow up, they'd want to have a look at these and have a listen and see what kind of person their grandfather was.
Yeah,
What his life was and what he's been through.
Yeah. And, you have to remember, I mean, you all had to go one day, and so far I've done all right. But if I be in the 90s, there's not many people living long in the, yourself.
Yeah.
There's, I don't think the girls will, and then you're going another 6 months. If you go to France, I think that will be the last time I see you.
I hope not.
No, I hope not either, but I think it will be. With the trouble in the world with traveling and thing, it's already getting very, even if you ever get there, then and if you want to go on a holiday overseas with all the things that's going on now, well, I can't see how you ever come back here on an holiday in another 5 or 6 year time, even if it. And then you have to remember, you need your money there to get keep the girls,
get established.
You get a school. You have to match, you mate, and then they want that, and they want that. You get school clothing, and mate, it's just.
I'll figure it out.
Hey,
I'll figure it out.
well, and,
I don't have a choice. I have to figure it out.
Yeah. It's in time that just well, I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you go, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough decision.
Well, yeah, it maybe is. I personally, I don't know if that it would be the right decision for all the troubles in the world. New Zealand is, if you look at the world, things happen today with a big friction at the moment with Russia. I don't know if you hear about it. And the troubles with the Chinese. They want to control you know what I mean. Then Europe, they already warned Russia, and they're ready. I'll tell you one thing. If that Russia starts really, if they invading that Ukraine, that will be big trouble, mate. It's the first thing as Adolf Hitler start. Actually, his first one was Poland, 1939. He went into Poland. That was the start of the World War.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Now, and then with China, that the Yanks already told them, if you're not, they stacking Taiwan up with all rockets in the same. They're flying all that stuff to the Ukraine too. There's and according to Bible prophecy. And there will be trouble in the world as never been before. Now, there's another thing is that the Europeans, they will go in the Middle East. That's predicted. That's what the Bible say. And they go in the Middle East to try to, that is about a religious thing, you know what I mean?
I'll remember that, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know, but it possibly it doesn't, and it's very close there, but it won't happen in my lifetime anymore, I think. But yeah, it's.
Are you optimistic about the future of the human race?
Pardon?
Are you optimistic about the future of the world?
No, not really. Okay, you be optimistic. And the only thing I know, I'm optimistic about that, that there's so many people that want to come here because that is even the Yanks now, because that is the safest place in the world. If you
In
look,
terms of what?
you look at the.
I know it's the safest.
Now listen, the politician here, the government here in New Zealand, they are, to me, just doing the right thing. They keep China, be nice to China, they're trading with China. You look Australia, it's got right into, you ever watch world politics?
Yeah, they're with the US.
Yeah, they are,
They're right beside the US on everything.
yeah. But not New Zealand try to be a little bit neutral, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they always have.
Yeah, they try to keep away from trouble. Yeah, that's me. And also we are so far away from all the other places that if I was you before you go to France, I would think about it twice.
No, think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think for your own safety.
No decision is final yet, but we want to at least have the option. So we're just doing the paperwork.
Yeah.
And then we see what happens in the world, and we go from there. I mean,
just imagine, mate, if the France president say too, they're warning Russia. I just imagine if that Russia, they reckon if they start invade, that they be surrounded at the moment by, I think, 150,000 Russian soldiers, tanks and everything around. And they told them that will be, if they invade, that will be big trouble. I tell you that now. And it is now not one country. It's not like, it will be whole Europe and the UK too. They will be involved with it. The whole world, mate. Even the Yanks. Dus that will be a big thing. And that will... the security of all those countries, that we will finish.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's what will happen. But I mean, if there's a world war in Europe that happens tomorrow, then we're probably going to stay here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
anyway, of course, it is your decision. But I personally would it be possibly good if everything would be fine, nice and fine in the world. You know what I mean?
But when has anything been nice and fine in the world? Never.
No, I know that too. But the trouble is now, the weapons they got now, mate, they didn't have that in the Second World War.
The problem is with nuclear weapons. If you drop one nuclear weapon, then you're not just affecting that country, you're also affecting your own country.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens when a nuclear explosion happens?
Well,
There's a big explosion, and there's massive clouds of ash that go into the sky, and it can start a nuclear winter.
Yeah, I know.
Where the whole world will go into a winter.
Yeah.
So it's detrimental to do that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't want to go that far now.
Yeah. But New Zealand would be the last place.
We would be the last place.
Yeah.
We will be the last survivors, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, generally speaking, New Zealand is, well, we got that trouble. But comparing with the other countries, we're pretty peaceful here, if you compare that.
Yeah, or
you know
even
what I mean?
just the people in general. I
Yeah,
mean, when
in general.
Kiwi people, they're so relaxed, so friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, I even remember when I first went to Australia.
Yeah.
I thought Australians were rude.
Yeah.
And then you go to France and you get a culture shock of how different people act.
Yeah. They're pretty rough, aren't they? Just French.
Well, I think in Paris, everyone's so busy. There's so many people, you know.
Yeah. I've been in Paris. Well, I've been there, but that is so many years ago. Yeah.
I think the more people you have living around you, the more anxiety and stress there is.
Well, possibly, yeah.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
so many people. Imagine
yeah.
being squashed all the time around
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
You need your own space.
yeah, yeah. Oh, well, everybody had to make his own decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, but so far you're doing well here. You know, you got yourself a nice place. It costs you a little bit money, yeah, of course.
No, we're enjoying it here.
Yeah, but social welfare is pretty good.
No, it's
Yeah,
New Zealand's really good for that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they really. I think in our situation, it would have been really difficult without social welfare.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it would be. Yes. I mean, would it be easier for you? It would be easier for you to get a good job here, is it, or not?
Yeah, well,
If you didn't have the girls or the...
yeah, well, that's a totally different story.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if we didn't have the girls, we'd probably still be in Australia.
Ah, I see.
Because
Yeah.
I was making really good money over there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but the problem was when you can't. So when they were born, I had paid leave.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, well.
So I'd a month and a half, nearly 2 months of paid leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I took 2 months off,
Yeah.
paid leave, and I went back to work part time.
Yeah.
But it was too difficult
Yeah.
for Jennifer to look after the kids.
But I still believe that you would be better off in Australia than in France. Well, that's what I think. If, you know, not, but it's, well.
Well, at the moment, in terms of having a life, we can't live our own life. We're just looking after the girls 24/7, you know, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's been 14 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Don't have much time to do anything that I like to do.
But I don't know how the other people...
Well, I think it depends on your situation. I mean, we don't really have, like, for example, in France with Jen's family, there's a big support system of people that are happy to take care of the girls.
Yeah.
We don't really have that here.
No.
You know? So that's really the big factor of why family is so important in situations like this.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Make up your life. Make up your own decision.
Well, we'll make the decision when the time comes.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't. You got my blessing. Whatever you do. Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No. Listen, I don't want to rush you.
No, we can finish it here. You need to go back home.
Yeah, now because otherwise the traffic is,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, we can finish
I think
it
about the traffic.
there. Yeah.
Like around about 4 o'clock to really get...
Yeah, I need to get some gas as well.
Hey?
I need to get some gas before we go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
All right. All right, well, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
No.
It was a
So
good
long.
talk.
Yeah. I like... At least you got me on tape.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Good to see you're still alive.
Yeah.
You made it another week.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.